Welcome back, everybody. I am back today to talk about another new released film. I got to catch 3 new releases this week. I reviewed Talk to Me, Haunted Mansion, and then the new movie I'm going to be discussing today is Theater Camp. But I've seen the trailer to this movie a few times, and I was actually very excited to watch this movie because I am a big fan of musical theater. I have been since I was a very young kid, and unfortunately I am not the most musically inclined person. I can play instruments, but I can't sing. I've never really had vocal ability, but I have always respected people that are involved in musical theater, and I was a band kid when I was in high school, and I also played sports, and so I always had a respect for that group of people and just found the talent to be incredible. And so watching a movie about musical theater in a more comedy style that was like this mockumentary-esque idea, I was really looking forward to it. And the movie I'm going to be discussing today is Theater Camp. Theater Camp is directed by Molly Gordon and Nick Lieberman. After the indomitable and beloved founder of a scrappy theater camp in upstate New York falls into a coma, the eccentric staff must band together with her clueless crypto bro son to keep the thespian paradise afloat. I saw the trailer for this movie a few times, was hoping that I would really enjoy it, and I did really enjoy it. I found this movie to be incredibly charming and full of heart. I thought that there was a lot of really great performances in this, some really ridiculous over-the-top moments that I really appreciated. And yeah, as the plot description states, it's a very simple introduction into the film. We have this woman who runs this camp where theater kids come and perform, and there's teachers there that kind of teach the craft, help them grow as artists, and the owner of the camp falls ill, and so her young son has to take over and run it. He's like an internet influencer who is completely clueless about theater culture. He is a complete outcast. We're introduced to this very large cast of characters. Molly Gordon, who also directs, and Ben Platt are really two of the main focal points of the movie. Their friendship plays a very large crux into the movie. Noah Galvin, who was one of my favorite parts of the entire film. Noah's performance was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. And so we're introduced to all these different characters, and most of the film is just kind of slice of life watching these people at this camp and their day-to-day activities. The big crux of the film is the owner's son trying to run it. It's under a lot of financial stress. They're having a lot of issues because of the financial problems, and that is the real weighty part of the movie, is will the camp survive? Can they keep it alive after his mother has worked so tirelessly hard to create this environment for kids that want to be a part of a theater group and want to build their love for theater, want to continue their passion for theater. And all of that bleeds through in the film really well. And I think that a lot of that has to do with obviously the performances, but the writing in this is really strong too. I really thought a lot of the comedic beats were great, and a lot of it is because you're putting kids in the situation in a lot of these theater pieces that are written for adults, and watching them perform it is just absolutely absurd. Some of the line delivery from these younger kids is fantastic, and I have a problem a lot of times with child actors, and a lot of times they just don't deliver very good performances, but the cast of kids in this movie is fantastic. Their dedication to this material, the way that they're able to deliver lines was incredibly impressive to me. And I think all the cast of characters does a really nice job. They try to build up character dynamics, mostly, like I said, Ben Platt and Molly Gordon's friendship is the real heavy one that they focus on outside of the mother-son relationship that exists. And it's not necessarily the strongest writing. It's mostly, I feel like people, obviously Ben Platt is in the world of Broadway. He's worked on musical theater in Dear Evan Hansen. He's got a background in that field. And so I think this is really reflective of what a lot of kids went through in their youth, and, you know, building relationships at these theater camps and for people that enjoy theater, and like having those friendships survive when you're trying to get a career, and if one person succeeds and the other person doesn't, and you've been a collaborative effort for so long, is it fair to take a job? Do you feel bad about it? And it explores those relationship dynamics, and it doesn't always necessarily hit super hard, but it's enough there where you can feel the passion in it and you can understand why it's included in there. But the main part I loved about this film, outside of some of the absurdist comedy in it, is I really think, you know, theater is not for everyone. Some people can't stand musical theater. And when I was growing up, I was in sports growing up. I played basketball. I really loved loved musical theater, and I was in band, and there's always been this artist side to me, and this thing about art that I just love, and I crave seeing art and ingesting art and being a part of communities that appreciate art, because sharing in those passions with other people is something that's so beautiful. And life can get really hard sometimes when you don't feel like you have people around you that share those like-minded interests, and you can feel like you're on your own island when you're just trying to grasp for a relationship to find someone who cares about the things that you care about. And musical theater is something that is relatively niche, and you know, there's large groups of people that spend time just hating on musical theater, that they can't stand it. And there's something that I've always found so interesting about the idea that these people are considered outcasts when they are so incredibly talented, just with vocal performances and dancing and line delivery and stage presence. Theater is so much more difficult than film, because in film, if you screw something up, you do it again. If you screw up in a live performance, you have to keep going. And there's something that's always been really impressive about that to me. And these groups are so tight-knit, and to show these young kids sharing in their passion together, and to have a safe space that they can share in that passion together, was something I really love. And I think there's something very beautiful about that. Having an entire movie that can have an idea that everything going on surrounds that core concept of having this safe space for people to enjoy and be passionate about something is something I can really get down with and really resonate with. And the fact that it was absolutely hilarious really added on to it as well. And I just had an absolute blast with this movie. I had a smile on my face from the moment it started until the moment it ended. And if you get a chance to see Theater Camp, I would highly recommend it. I thought it was absolutely wonderful, and I think you'll find something to enjoy in it too. So have you seen Theater Camp? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was incredibly charming. I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought the performances were great. I thought it was really entertaining, and I definitely think it's worth checking out. As always, if you like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.